Hi, welcome to the 2017 Jacobs Project Ignition presentation. I'll be your speaker today. My name is John Connell. I work down in the Deerfield office on mostly CEI projects covering the Southeast Division from the Miami area up into Tallahassee. Right now I manage a portfolio of about 200 or so projects. I have only been with the company for a year, and so to help myself become more involved with the new Project Ignition strategy and the PEG group strategy, I have volunteered to come in here and speak to you guys today about what exactly Project Ignition is. Project Ignition started in the latter part of 2016 as a movement to get all of Jacobs employees more involved in the sales presentation operations of Jacobs. Usually the function's only carried out by inside sales and outside sales, and the rest of us kind of just work as cogs in the wheel to make sure that the company's operating as it should be. Well, the company decided that maybe that's not the best. Maybe all these brilliant minds we have running around should be a better face of the business than just inside and outside sales. So that's kind of what started Project Ignition. Today we're going to talk about how it involves project controls, kind of how we at the PEG group see it, and kind of how we would like you guys to start thinking about it on your day-to-day jobs and what you can do to help out in this new business strategy. So when we talk about it, we want to implement it, and with our other three core values that Jacobs has had and that we operate on. Can somebody tell me what one of these three core values is? Okay. Yes. Yes, sir. Okay. He is correct. If you didn't hear him, it's that people are our greatest asset. So when we talk about assets, usually, we're talking about our buildings or trucks or anything that you would think of that you'd find on a balance sheet. But what Jacobs is talking about is actually the innovative minds that all of us have who work for the company, and that we are in themselves assets to the company. So can somebody tell me what another one of them is? Yes, sir. Yeah, we are a relationship-based company. So what are we talking about relationships? Are we talking about just the inter-office relationships? Are we talking about the client relationships? Well, when we think about relationships, we like to think about all of the relationships together. So the company is stronger when we build relationships with our coworkers, when we feel comfortable with them, when PMs and DPEs and MOPs build strong relationships with clients. And it's this inner working of relationships that helps build a stronger Jacobs. So can I get the third one, please? Anybody? Yes, sir. Okay, so he said growth is an imperative, and that's correct. And up until last year, that was probably one of the key points of Jacobs. It's usually thought of in a circle, but a business always wants to have growth. Well, we decided that there was one word missing in that sentence, and that was profitable growth. Because a company can get as large as it wants to, but if it's not generating profitable growth, in the end, it's going to end up failing. So profitable growth is an imperative. And that's kind of the key point we're going to talk about today, profitable growth. So like I said, we have three core values. When you see them on the Jacobs Connect page or anywhere else in our manuals, they're usually depicted as a circle. Inner one is interchangeable. It's not one directly feeding the other. It's just a circle. Well, today we're going to try to redraw that model a little bit, because we need to put profitable growth for project controls personnel on the very top of this business model. And the reason for that being is the other two core values will help us drive profitable growth, and we're going to get into that. So when we put profitable growth at the top, we now have a goal set. And so now we got to build the foundations for that goal with the other core values. So first core value, people are our greatest asset. So how can project controls people help with having people be looked at as a as an asset? Well, you think about it. In any line of work, any line of business, everything that we do, it revolves around people. People in different classifications, whether they're engineers or whether they're AutoCAD or drawers. I mean, there's so many different types of people, different types of assets in our company, and it's when we look at setting up these projects, how can we get the right asset to the right job to fit in there, to get our budget and everything online to make that profit. And that's what we're looking for, because basically we have a cost structure and what we bid and sell to the client, and it's by keeping that greater difference is how we manage profitable growth. The next part, or the other leg of the three-part in the pyramid, is relationships. So building strong relationships, as we talked about before, is not simply just the relationships in our office, but it's our client relationships. And usually project controls personnel, we don't have much involvement, right, with talking to clients. I mean, contractually, there's really only supposed to be one point of contact. So how can we help build those relationships? Well, think about a project manager, especially if they have more than one project to manage. They have a lot of balls in the air that they're juggling all the time. It's like they got to make sure the schedule's on track, they got to make sure the invoicing's done, they got to make sure, at least in my line of work, that the construction's on a timeline, that they have their people on site to be managing the construction. So there's all of these different derivatives that are going on, and the PMs have to manage all of this. And sometimes they need a little help. Most of the time, project controls people, well, we only really get involved when it comes to looking at the numbers. And I think that this is where we, as an asset to the company, can take a step forward and kind of help out a little bit more. So what we started doing in my office is we're taking the project controls people and we're now involving them in invoicing. Now this is usually a project manager to a project accountant relationship, but we are inserting ourselves to help out when it needs to be done, when we know that there's a time submittal coming up, and we're helping that flow just become a little bit easier and taking a little bit off of the PM. And that helps build our relationship with the project manager, because let's get it, let's look at it like this. Usually when project controls people are talking to you, it's not always the best, right? We're just telling you what you're doing wrong. So we want to kind of change that mindset. We want project managers to understand that we're here to help. We're all friends, we're all Jacobs employees, and we just want to help grow the business. So we help insert ourselves there by making sure the invoicing is done, making sure that the progress reports are going out, making sure the bills are getting paid to the subs, all of these different little things that we usually wouldn't be involved with, we're now inserting ourselves to help out. So by building a stronger foundation with creating relationships between us and the coworkers and our PMs, and by providing better asset management, we're now building that stronger foundation for profitable growth. So I hope that after this presentation today, you'll go out, you'll take a look at what you do in your day-to-day operations and see, well, how can I get from behind my computer, get to mixing with my coworkers, ask them what can I help them with. The whole point of this new Project Ignition business strategy is that we are helping each other grow the business, and we're not putting it only on sales or only on the PMs or only on any single person. Like I said, we're all a family, we're all one company, so I want you guys to go out, I want you to look at what you can do to help. If you have great ideas, please submit them to your managers, let them know, hey, this is kind of what's going wrong, this is what's going good, and especially that when things are going good, let's make sure that we're building those positive feelings, those positive relationships, and building on that and not just looking at the negativity that we find each day. So I hope you guys enjoyed my presentation. Please feel free to contact me at john.connell@jacobs.com if you have any questions, or if you would like to discuss anything that you feel would be of value on the PEG group, the PEG space, and let's work together as a product controls team. Thank you.